Howdy, y'all. Saturday we had a little plumbing project. We had to replace the branch along with the toilet. We got a new toilet in. My son helped me. He got the toilet wrench for the oil. And Sunday it rained. It's Monday, and some days you accomplish a whole lot, and other days not that much. And one thing I wanted to share with you is that is this. See that toilet there? It's used toilets are a liability, so I've got to figure out something to do with that. And I just kind of set it out in the front yard. Me and my son did, and one thing you know is used toilets are a liability. There's no good for them. So sometimes you get the question, what the heck do you do all day? Do you stay working in the shop all day? And sometimes that's true. Sometimes I spend 8 hours or more. But that's not normally. Normally there's something else going on besides that. Today I took my mother to the doctor. And then I took her by the grocery store. And then I had a couple of business things to take care of and some supplies to get from town. So that was the better part of this morning. And this afternoon I have going with my son to a ball game, so that's eats up a good part of the day. So I've actually only got about 2 hours to work today, so that's not very much. And so I'm cutting out slats. That's what's the task for today. Okay, so I got here about 6 14-foot 1x6s that I'm going to cut into slats. I like to cut 55-inch slats, so 3 of those is 165 inches. That gives me 3 inches to play with, and usually the ends are poor quality, so I try to cut the junk off there and leave the good stuff there. So I also have some 12-foot ones over here that I don't know, I may cut some that's close to 6 foot there for a longer swing. Sometimes people like longer swings, but this will all get turned into swings eventually. So that's the plan here today. There's a couple of ways I could do it. I could I could rip it all the way down through the whole 14 foot, or I could cut it up in the 55-inch lengths to start with. So either way, I've done it both ways. I'm not sure which is better, but this time I'll probably rip it to width first and then cut the lengths. Another subtle difference that I wanted to point out is this 5 or 1x6 here, which is typically 5.5 inches wide. On this wet lumber over here, on these 14-foot lengths, it's almost 5 3/4, you can see. Not quite, but right at it. As this dries, that will actually shrink a little bit, and it'll be pretty close to 5.5 inches when it's finally dried fully. These 12-foots over here, they are a little bit narrower because they've already dried somewhat. So this one here is about fully dry. You can see that's 5.5 right at it, and doesn't have much shrinking left to do. So for the wider board, I'm going to go with 2 7/8 there. So the old saying is measure once or measure twice and cut once. Here I'm going to measure once and cut multiple times. So I want 55-inch slats, and I have my stop piece down here. So I've got it securely fastened in spot, so I know if this is flush with this piece here, this is going to chop 55 inches here. And so I'm through measuring until I cut all of these boards here. And once you get them set up, you can cut about 4 at a time. That's usually what I do. Just chop right through all of them at once. So that leaves me with about 16, 17 slats that are fairly uniform. They've got very sharp edges on it, so that's nothing you'd like to sit on. So I will take the best side of this and round over these edges on my router table, and that will wind up being the slats for the swing. So still much work to do. So these dried treated boards are right at 5.5. So basically, I'm just going to split the kerf here with 2 3/4. That should give me 2 equal slat widths. So this board has a knot that is it's absolutely beautiful, but it's not structurally sound. I wish I could use it, because I do love a knot. I love to accent knots. I think they make a piece more interesting and unique. But this one's just too far gone. See how it's actually giving there as I pull on it. So not structurally sound, so I can't use that. And the other end has got a split on it, so this entire piece here is going to come scrap. So with these sets of 12-foot 1x6s here, I had 4, so I should have wound up with 16 slats. I'll probably wind up, well, I got 12 now. When I round those over, I may have less than that, so 75% at best. So not a good turnout on those boards. Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, about 11 o'clock or a little after. Nice sunshiny day. Unfortunately, I've been inside doing some paperwork. I just filed our taxes for last year and got that off. I was first year of being a self-employed business owner. I wasn't really sure how to do that, so I spent a little time doing that, and it's a good reason to keep a great spreadsheet that I just enjoy a good spreadsheet. Doesn't everybody though? And before we go any further, I gotta mail this letter here, but oh no, there it is. It's still there. Used toilets are liabilities for sure. So this is a good cleanup pile. It's fairly good size. It's probably bigger than it looks. Probably a good day to take care of this. I think I'm going to call and get a burn permit and see if we can get rid of some of this stuff here. In fact, you don't need a burn permit in the county if you're doing under 1/4 acre. As suspected, probably the trouble I'm going to have is after these boxes get done, it's probably going to go out. It's like I said, it's pretty wet, but maybe not today. We'll see. Well, the fire was a no-go. It's just too wet to burn, so I thought I'd add to the pile. My dad used to grow some Leland cypresses for Christmas trees. So these are some of the old ones he had planted here side the road, and they're overgrown now. So I'm just ripping this out, the ones I can. Some are too big for my 54 horse tractor here, but I've got a solution that I'm excited about in a couple of weeks. But anyway, doing what we can here. So that ripped several of those trees out of here. Oh. Looks much better. Some of these over here are too large, or I probably could wrestle them down eventually, but I'll wait a few days. I got a better tool for them trees, I think. I'm excited about it. Can't wait to show you all that. But instead of burning my pile smaller, it's gotten really huge now. This is a raised bed with some broccoli in it, and I've really just let it go and not done anything, but you see that head of broccoli there? It grows very well in the winter. Typically, we hadn't had a really cold snap yet for a prolonged period anyway, but that grows really easy, and all pretty much I done was plant it and let it go. And looks like we need to eat some of it to me, but still doing great. Just thought I'd share that. Well, if I don't get this damn toilet out of the front yard before my wife gets home, she's gonna probably have a come apart. So yeah, that's the next task. Now your typical front yard looks a lot better without a toilet in it. It's just kind of out of place there. But I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Wouldn't you know it, it fell over and busted on the way over here. But it's in the backyard now. That'll be good till I figure out what to do with it.